You ever wonder what it's like to get your asshole torn into another dimension, across space and time, to another planet across the time frame, all the way to your attic, dude? Just ask Connor Kent. Hey everyone, welcome back to another brief history. Today's subject of analysis is SuperBoy Prime, the one and only. By the way, I know I said I was going to do Mr. Mitzel-Pitalik on the discussion I did. Quick plug in here. But as I found, he's not actually a very grounded character, so SuperBoy Prime is the next best thing. What? No funny transition here. Just move on to the next slide, please. SuperBoy is an alternate version of Superman that's from an Earth much like our own, where superheroes and female co-workers who want to go out with creepy male co-workers are entirely fictional. But because he's an alternate version of Superman, his origin is more or less the same as Superman. Born in the dying world of Krypton, his parents sent him off to live on Earth, blah blah blah, same old, right? He lives on Earth as Clark Kent for 15 years as a normal boy, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Everything changed when Halley's Comet passed by activating his Kryptonian powers. At the same time, however, Earth 1 Superman shows up and helps Superboy Prime stop a tidal wave. Shortly thereafter, both Supermen go to the Crisis on Infinite Earth scenario. I won't get into details here about it because it's way too big and impactful of a story to cover in this brief history, but I will want to cover it later on, so heads up for that one. But what I will say is that it's a story that got rid of the DC multiverse back in the late 70s or 80s, I say, in order to simplify the DC universe. But it is important to note that at the end of the story, Earth 2 Superman and Superboy Prime fight the Anti-Monitor to prevent the destruction of the universe. When it's done, Superboy Prime, Earth 2 Superman, Lois Lane, and Alexander Luthor Jr. go into the Paradise Dimension, which at the time was supposed to be interpreted as a nirvana of sorts. But turns out it's literally just another dimension when, during the Infinite Crisis story, Earth 2 Superman breaks through it. He breaks through a dimensional barrier. Yeah, Golden Age Superman was kind of broken. Superboy Prime, of course, returns, but not as a hero, but rather a villain, because he himself sees those superheroes on the post-Crisis on Infinite Earth's landscape as villains, because they seem a lot darker, they do a lot of more shady stuff than what we traditionally conceive to be superheroes, which would be people who do no wrong, essentially. And he later proceeds to beat the absolute shit out of everyone, including the Green Lantern, the Teen Titans, and the Justice Society. He later returns in Sinestro Corps War to wreck even more. So it's needless to say that he's walking plot device. That's pretty much what he is. Like all Supermen, he possesses the ability to fly, has super strength, durability, and agility, as well as heat vision and super breath. So standard stuff here. But unlike other Supermen, he's immune to kryptonite. The reason for this is because kryptonite from one universe does not affect a Kryptonian from another universe, and because Earth Prime has no kryptonite, Superboy Prime cannot be hurt by it. He also dons a power suit based on the design of the Anti-Monitor to help absorb solar radiation so that he faces no weakness when it comes to the red suns. I also believe he's the strongest version of the Superman. Now, some memorable moments of Superboy Prime include getting thrown into the Speed Force by the Flashes, which leaves him utterly traumatized. He can't face speedsters, and I'm not like exaggerating this or anything. Every time a speedster comes up or speedsters are brought up, he starts to stutter because being thrown into the Speed Force for a while can traumatize a dude. Then the end of Infinite Crisis was actually really sick. Because he gets captured by the Green Lantern Corps, right? And he's inside of his cell, in front of a red sun, surrounded by like hundreds of Green Lanterns around the sun, to help keep him contained for forever, you know? And then I think he grabs a piece of kryptonite, or he lasers his chest into the Superman symbol, and he says, "I've gotten out of places worse than this before." So it was a really cool thing to tease of Superboy Prime's return. And the last memorable moment is during the Sinestro Corps War, and it's the beginning of, I think, Volume 2 in the graphic novel. I forget where exactly, but it's he's just chilling there on the moon, and then he turns around and he's like, "Oh, what took you guys so long?" And then behind him is Cyborg Superman with the Sinestro ring, the Anti-Monitor, Cord, and like all of these the entirety of the Sinestro Corps just lined up behind him, ready to go to Earth and just destroy everything. It was amazing. Now, there are a lot of moments that I did skip out of because mostly it's just him beating the crap out of everyone. but I wanted to stay away from that because it's just him beating the crap out of everyone. It's memorable, sure, but it's not stand out like these moments. So guys, that concludes another episode of Brief History. I do hope you guys enjoyed your stay here, and if you did, feel free to drop a like. And if you liked what you saw and want to stick around, go ahead and subscribe. And, by the way, if you want to see a certain character broken down in a similar fashion to this, leave a comment down below. I'm the amazing What's-His-Face, and I'll see you guys later.